Welcome back, dear friends. Well, yesterday on the show, you saw me put up my Christmas tree ahead of the holiday season. Besides a Christmas tree, though, there are plenty of ways to dress up your home for the holidays. One of those ways, using plants. Joining us to talk about ways to style our plants for Thanksgiving and beyond is one of our favorite guests. We love her from the Plant Penthouse. It's our good friend, Shayla. Hi, Shayla.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing well. I'm like, it's the holiday season.
I know. I don't know if you just heard me, but we made the decision. I'm like, you know what? It takes so much work to put up these decorations. We're going to put them up now and enjoy them for a solid 2 months.
Yes, or more.
Yes, totally. Okay, so let's get going. Let me ask you this. What is plant styling? What is that?
Plant styling for me is just versus using pictures or, any type of normal decor, using plants.
That's it? That's all that it is?
Yeah, that's all that is. And I love by plant styling being able to incorporate personality. For example, I love the tropics and I really infuse that through plants with my styling.
I was going to say, I always, whenever we do these Zoom interviews, I always like to look, and I'm sure people at home do the same thing, look at the surroundings of the guests. You have one of the best backgrounds because your house is so fantastic. It's sincerely.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, so there's such thing as a Christmas cactus, right?
Yes. And true to the name, it is tropical. It actually rains from southeastern Brazil. And I love this one because while it's a cactus, it actually blooms. And so you can get blooms for up to 8 weeks and it can last up to 100 years.
So all of those in this picture right here, that's a Christmas cactus, the one that's blooming on the left?
The one on the left is a Christmas cactus, and then the one on the right is an amaryllis bulb. And what I love about that is if you're looking for low maintenance decor when it comes to plants, this one, it's dipped in wax, so it doesn't even need to be watered. You just love it and leave it.
Wait a minute. So the thing on the right, that's not a pot, that's wax?
It's actually wax. Yeah, so it's the bulb, and then they've dipped it in this wax, and so it preserves the moisture. And so really you just can set it wherever you want, and then it will bloom in probably about 4 to 6 weeks, and it lasts for 4 weeks.
But the Christmas cactus too, as far as high maintenance, is that a low to mid maintenance type of plant?
Yeah, I would say mid-maintenance in that it likes humidity, and then also it likes bright indirect light. And when I say bright indirect, that's around 6 to 8 hours of light. So it's not one you're going to want to place in a bathroom or where it's not going to get adequate light. Now,
I mentioned Christmas trees, but that's not the only type of Christmas tree you can add during the holidays. You have tabletop trees, I heard?
Yes, tabletop. So with those, the one on the left is a Norfolk Island pine. And so it is a tropical pine tree. And the other one on the right is a lemon cypress. And what I love about the lemon is it actually, the branches, they smell lemony. So it's a great one to either put in the kitchen, or I have mine on my buffet. And so they're really a great way to spice up things if you don't want to go big.
Are those... like if you're a lot of folks watching probably live in an apartment, how much sunlight do those two plants need?
Yeah, so these ones for the Norfolk, it is tropical, so it loves the bright light, and even it can go with direct light. And then the lemon, that one is bright indirect. So again, it's around that 6 to 8 hours. If you can get it there, would be great. It'll thrive. And another thing with the lemon pine is that that lemon cypress is, it likes humidity. So that is another one that would be great to keep in the kitchen, because if you forget to water it, it will let you know very quickly and it'll turn brown.
Oh, yeah. That would be that would happen to me. I'm not the best at those. Yeah.
I'll send you reminders.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll set it with Siri. Okay, so if you have plants already there, there's an easy way you can garnish them right for the holidays.
Yes, and that's exactly what I've done. So with my Fiddle Leaf Felipe, I placed some felt garland around him. And then for my palm trees and others, I've used LED lights. And I love them because they don't overheat, so you don't have to worry about burning your plants, but it's a great way to add a conversation starter.
Okay, so I love this because I think people typically, and I'm one of them, thought that the only type of tree you can have is a Christmas tree, but you can make basically any plant festive.
You sure can, exactly, and infuse your own personality. It doesn't have to be the typical, red, greens. You can, as you with the garland that I use, there's pink, blue. You can really have a lot of fun with it.
Okay, I'm looking behind you, and I know we have you for a whole other segment. I maybe should wait to ask, but I do want the answer to whether, because my mother was totally against artificial trees for my entire life. And she's like, when you grow up, I don't ever want you to have an artificial tree. But lately, I don't know. So don't tell everyone yet, but do you have a hard and fast rule as far as artificial or live Christmas trees?
I don't. I would say I used to, but I am warming up to artificial.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Okay. Well, as I said, Shayla's sticking around with more of her tips for styling plants for the holidays, including transforming planters. See, again, you don't need just a Christmas tree. There are lots of ways to do this, and she'll have those ideas when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. More with our good friend Shayla Owadunni, helping you style your plants for the holiday season. Okay, Shayla, let's talk about decorative planters. What should we look for specifically?
Yeah, so this is again about infusing personality into your space. And one way that I've done that is with a little DIY, just a way to make the old new again. And so I had a white planter and really wanted to spice things up. So I just grabbed a can of spray paint, went over to my mom's house, and now I have a nice gold festive array.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, and then a lot of this stuff is pretty universal. Like that gold, even after the holidays, you can just take the lights off and the gold is still okay for spring.
Exactly. And that's a great way to transition and refresh your space without needing to completely transform and start over.
And then if you're not doing metallics, you can still do the traditional. We can do the red and green. It just depends on your taste and what the rest of your decor looks like, right?
100%. It's a great way to have fun and really show your personal style. And it's really easy to swap it out in a few hours. You don't have to go break the bank either to accomplish it.
Okay, Shayla, I was mentioning this before. There's no taboo. You don't be afraid to use dried plants, faux plants, right? I mean, it's still in fashion in 2020, right?
100%, and it's not going anywhere, that's for sure. And one that I love, I've used magnolia leaves, and really you're able to spice them up by incorporating candles, and I've used pampas, are the kind of dried, fluffy branches. You can even go for dried eucalyptus. There's so many options, and so it's really about just having fun with it and embracing the fact that, hey, you'll be able to use it for months to come, or even when the holidays roll around again, you can pull those right back out.
Okay, and then you also said too, add them to wreaths, napkins, put them in vases. There's so many uses for them.
Exactly, and that's one thing, especially whether you're having a family dinner or even just to spice up your own place. You can throw them in vases, again, using napkins just to tuck them in as a nice little natural accent. And the possibilities are endless, and there's no right or wrong way to style them.
Okay, now we mentioned this, we teased this right before we went to break. The difference between permanent and real or fake or real trees, or however, I think the term is we're supposed to say like permanent trees. But anyway, where do you come down on the Christmas tree debate?
I stick with faux, to be perfectly honest with you. When it comes to the real trees, the sap and the needles and all of the extra, I just feel like it's a little more mess. And I'm sure people are very passionate on the other side as well. But I love being able to reuse.
I do too. And Shayla, I mentioned this, I had it on the show yesterday. There are actually a lot of Minnesota companies that make artificial trees have gotten so much better. Do you not agree? They look way more real than they used to, even in the 90s.
100%. And also you can have fun with them if you don't want it to look real. I've seen pinks, blues. I mean, you can go all colors of the rainbow and still have fun. Okay,
I see a poinsettia behind you. When do you start going full holiday? When do you usually start decorating?
So I start typically about a week before Thanksgiving, although I've seen those Hallmark movie reviews and I'm definitely all in.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I usually do exactly a rule, but I was like, we need a reason to smile this year. So
Yes.
I'm going full Hallmark a little earlier this year. So
Me too.
Shayla, thank you so much for your help again. We greatly appreciate it.
It's always a joy.
Thank you. For more information, go to theplantpenthouse.com or follow Shayla on Instagram. Just search for The Plant Penthouse. Great ideas. And sincerely, out of all of our guests, she has like one of the best backgrounds. All those plants. It's beautiful. I want to live there, but I can't because she lives there.